Psycho Red here, just making another video, just kind of a review on an application that I came across the other day that I actually been waiting for a long time, and I've just been really excited that it's been out. It's been out for maybe about a couple of weeks now. But I wanted to go ahead and show this one off to you guys. Actually, I'm gonna plug in real quick. There we go. Charge this real guy. All right. So the application is called Kingdom Hearts Key, and if you haven't been in the Kingdom Hearts community before or known anything about it, it's pretty much a story that is very convoluted. It's a lot of Disney worlds and Disney stories with the mixture of Final Fantasy characters and with characters that Disney and Square Enix has created. And this game, Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, is kind of the beginning story of how everything began and how everything got to be. You may know, or if you're not a real Kingdom Hearts fan, you may know at least about Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, and maybe not so much the other games in between them. But there are, my gosh, there's a plethora of games that range from the Game Boy Advance to the PlayStation 2 to the PS3 and even the PS4. And most of these games have been remade into HD versions, and this one is just the very first one that actually came out for Android and iPhone devices. So let's go ahead and get into it, and let's go and get into this review. So first thing upon noticing, you end up creating a character at the very beginning of this game. And this character, you're given a choice to choose a clan with, and with this clan, you're pretty much trying to build up your clan as the best way you can. And what you do is you go around different levels, and you're collecting what these experience points, or Lux, what they call them in the game. And as you collect these experience points or Lux, the more Lux you have, the better your character is, the higher your level is, and the better ranking your clan is, and the better ranking your your overall clan is. So everybody is split into 6 different teams right off the bat. I believe it's 6 or 7, and these are all like major clans, and they're called the Foretellers. And these Foretellers are kind of like the Granners of the Keyblade. They're just like the main clans within this city called Daybreak Town. And you're able to make your own clan in this game and make your own little team within a party, within your major team. And with that, your team is ranked and so on and so forth. So it's a clan within a clan. So after you've created and joined into a clan, you have your character, and there's plenty of things that you can do within the game, and there's a lot of content this game has. So I'm gonna try to go through each one and show you guys, hey, this is what this is and what that is. Automatically, you can set up your account through your Facebook, which is great. And then right under menu, we have right here, we have our different categories: home, quest, equipment, avatar, board, metal list, shop, and other. Home is where we're at right now. Under quests is where we'll find the quests. So we have our story, special events, and Coliseum quests. Our story mode quests are just like your basic normal one-player story mode quests, like your main objectives. And through that, you're given a series of tasks. So on right over here with your objectives, you're given 3 objectives to do within the quest, and you just begin the quest as is. And what you need for the quest at the very beginning is you need a certain amount of AP. That's right here. And with that AP, you'll notice it's actually at the top right here. The more AP you have, the more you can actually play, and the more you play, the more AP you end up gaining throughout the game. So with your story quests, you have your special quests. These special quests are actually daily quests that allow you to obtain different types of medals, and I'll go over that in a little bit. And you have your events, which are pretty much, they test your strength and your power and how far you've come along. After your events, you also have your Coliseum, which is later unlocked after doing so many of your main quests from the storyline. So that's pretty much it for the quests. As far as the equipment, the next thing on the board, we have different Keyblades, and that's the main weapon that the character uses, to defeat enemies and such. So as you go through different worlds, you unlock certain Keyblades, and with those Keyblades, you can beat certain enemies. And each Keyblade is given kind of an element, so to speak. So down right here in this bar right here, or just a little bit above the metal list, you'll notice that it almost looks like it's like a triangle, but it almost looks like it's saying that water beats fire, fire beats wind, or earth, and earth/wind beats water. Well, that's what I first thought of how it was, but actually it's magic beats out power, power beats out speed, and speed beats out magic. And this is actually a very important part of the game, and this is how you're able to beat battles a lot easier versus having to just, hack and slash your way through without knowing what to do. With your Keyblade, if you notice, this one's red and this one's green. This Keyblade is meant for power, and this one's meant for wind. Speed. I keep saying wind. So as you fight enemies that have different attributes, so you might come across an enemy that is speed, that's only on speed, you'll use this Keyblade against him, and you'll be able to defeat him, versus, fighting the guy with his own element. So with that, there's an ability that you can, or not an ability, but you're able to upgrade your Keyblade every so often as you gain certain relics and medals and all sorts of synthesized items all throughout your levels and the quests that you do. You're able to level up your Keyblade and make it stronger. Thus, when you go and you fight the enemies that are weak against your Keyblade, you can beat them a lot easier. And with your Keyblade, you're also given the chance to, or given the ability to make, or not make, but to customize it with medals. And with these medals, you can get them from your shop, or you can even get them from the quest. They sometimes drop during the quest, and you can, as you collect them, you can actually level them up and make them even stronger. So the higher the stars, the better the medal is. The lower the stars, the least greatest, or how bad it's bad. It's not that great of a medal. So you want to level up all your medals. And so you're given a stock of medals at the very beginning, and you're able to level those up. And as you go and as you collect more and more medals, and more and more, as you collect more and more medals, you're able to, upgrade them and level them up, and to, get them to better stars. So, for an example, we have this Cloud one right here from the very first Kingdom Hearts. This is a power medal, and we're able to level this up, and we're able to evolve it. So when we level it up, we need to get it to level, at the very right here, we need to get it to level 80 before we can actually evolve it. And if we want to evolve it, we have to collect certain types of other medals, upgrade medals, like Flora and this Wizard Mickey, to evolve this medal into a better one. So as you're going through the main story mode, a day may come along when you go under quests, and under special you may notice, oh look, there's some power medals. So on Tuesday, for tomorrow, power medals are available to anybody who wants to, tackle this quest. And the more you tackle the quest, the more power medals you get, and the more power medals you get, the more you can level up your medals. And as you level up these medals, you can finally evolve them, and then they become stronger, and you use those medals against enemies, and the enemies go down a lot faster. So that's pretty much it with the medals. There's a ton of content in this game, even just for an iOS game and for an Android game. There's so much to do. You have, alongside with the quests and your medals, you also have an avatar board. And these avatar boards allow you to customize the character that you've created with different clothing. So if you have a girl or a boy, you can create them with different hairstyles and with different looks. And customizing them is not that easy. You actually have to unlock every single customization, every little hairstyle, every little piece of article of clothing. You have to level up, and by doing that, you get these avatar coins just down right here from every quest that you do. You get at least you get nothing more than like 10 per level. From what I've seen so far, you may get more later on, but as you continue to keep getting avatar coins, you can level up these costumes. So for an example, this costume right here, they give you like a kind of like a game board, so to speak, and each little point here costs a certain amount of avatar coins. So this hit points one will unlock my hit points by 20, so we'll unlock that, and so it'll spend 15 avatar coins on there, and I'm down to 168. And then I can choose which article of clothing that I want. So I want the gummy ship flyer, so we'll go ahead and unlock that. That's 35 points. There we go. We'll unlock the gloves. Awesome. And after we've unlocked everything, we've completely unlocked the actual avatar, or the actual the clothing for that avatar. So if we ever wanted to go into there we go. If we ever wanted to go into our avatar, we can actually locate the red gummy ship flyer, put that on him, and now when you see him in the home menu, and even through your quest, he'll have this outfit on. Which is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty nice. So, alongside with your with the avatar board, you're also given the shop. And with the shop, you can actually spend money on or actually different jewels that you get throughout the game. You can spend money either by purchasing jewels or by collecting jewels in the game, and you can buy these big deals, or these daily deals, or these daily sweet deals for more medals, and you'll most likely get you'll actually get some pretty good medals within these batches. Unfortunately, they do come randomly, and you won't know what actual medals you'll get. You'll actually just get a random set of medals. So you kind of have to take the chance of either saving up or spending, every time you get 600 jewels, spending them. So they give you, every time you log in, every day that you do log in, you're given a certain amount of medals. So it's nice that they actually give you medals instead of having you spend your money. You just have to save up. It does take a little bit of time, but after you've saved up, 3,000 and spend it, it's not a bad spend, and it's better than, spending your money on it. So let's go ahead and get into the quest, and I'll show you guys how the game's gameplay actually works. So here we have our fire plant. It's a magic type, and our objectives are we have to defeat all enemies within one turn, We have to defeat 10 or more enemies, and we have to defeat the ice plant. So let's go ahead and begin the quest. It costs 5 AP, which we have already, no big deal. And we're going to want a Keyblade that's going to be strong enough against magic, which is going to be our speed. So we're going to go ahead and take this speed Keyblade. We'll hit confirm. And then on the side here, they give you an option to choose an extra medal to go alongside you. Somebody from another team or from the community has uploaded their coin, or not their coin, but their medal to the friends tab, and you're able to go ahead and click on their medal and use their medal if you're ever in a need. So these little sparks, or the little sparkles around the ground, are different, not accessories, but they're different, like, synthesized items that will help you build up your Keyblades. And if you notice the pink target right here, that will lead us directly to your target, so you'll never get lost within any level. So I'll show you how the action works. So on the side here, we have our medals, and we have a number right by them. They take an amount of special to use each medal, and to use the medal, we'll take the medal and we'll drag it out to the screen, and we'll use it. Now, just by tapping on the screen, your Keyblade person will actually just whack the Heartless once, and you can continue to keep whacking them until they're completed. And so this game, it really wants you to to defeat most of these enemies within one turn, which is pretty possible. But if you do have weak medals, it's going to take more than that, and you might get a lower score and not so many of the good items. So here's another enemy. So on this one, we have a ton of enemies here, but we only have a certain amount of special, and for me, I don't like using medals that often until I get to the last boss. So the best way to get rid of most of your enemies is if you swipe across the screen, he'll actually attack all the enemies at once. So as we get to the main boss, which I probably shouldn't have gone to, I probably should have waited, let's go ahead and use some of our medals now. And that's pretty much it. So one of the objectives we did not do, we didn't defeat all the enemies. We actually missed a couple of enemies on the way, but no problem. And with the Lux that you get, you're able to level up. So all these little items that you see below right here are items that we collected throughout the level, and then they give you, because if you completed 2 objectives, you get an avatar coin and a mithril shard. That helps you level up your Keyblade. And that's not so much the whole game. There are a lot of other things like these raid bosses, and these encounters come from time to time. So let's see here. This is the Behemoth. He looks like he's a power type, so let's go and tackle him and see how we can do. He's an Omega. This will be the first time I fought an Omega once, so let's see how well we do against him. So magic, this one, it looks like it's going to be good against him. Let me fix my Keyblade actually up a little bit. Because I actually did get some new medals, and I kind of want to try them out. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin this quest, and let's see how well we do against him. Let's see here. Alright, let's try this one out. So you, like I said, with most of these battles, you want to take care of the enemy within one. Actually, yeah, you want to take care of the enemy within kind of one match or one round. You don't want to get this too far unless you end up stunning him. So let's see how well we do against him. Now his horn looks like it's the same element that we are, but his body, it looks like, is where we want to attack. So let's go after that. Looks like he's stunned for one turn, so that's good. Awesome. So because he's stunned, it will skip his turn, and we'll just wail at him. So it calculates your damage, money, and luck. So every time you go through any of these raid bosses, and if you don't beat the boss within your first try, you're able to go back and retry him again and see if you can get a better score. And you can finally end up defeating him. So here's our raid results. All points were defeated, MVP host, and our victories. So they give you medals for all those, and these medals will level up any sort of power medals that we have. And then you go into the next level. So that's pretty much the game. Like I said, there's a ton of content within this game, and there's so much to be explored within this game. The story, and every so often they update the game with new levels, so you don't get bored and you don't have, you're not stuck on just a couple levels. So far, there's not that many worlds you can go into. There's maybe a couple, like Alice in Wonderland, or even the Olympus Coliseum where Hercules is at. So there's not that many, and you get Agrabah too, but there's not that many levels yet. But I'm sure as the game proceeds and as you continue on with it, you'll able to go to different worlds and be able to level up your keyblades even more. So that's kind of my review on it. That's kind of how at least the gameplay on it. Honestly, I haven't been able to collect every single item in the game because the game is still ongoing, but I am working towards that right now. But I would definitely give this game a try if you guys haven't tried out Kingdom Hearts before. It's actually pretty interesting. It's a great story, and if you guys ever get the chance to go through the games, if you haven't already, it's well worth it. And it's a game that's not going to be a waste of your time. It's a really good game to try out. So for my review and for my score on this, I would honestly give this game I would probably give this game an 8.5 out of 10. Let's give it an 8.5 out of 10. If I could rate between 1 to 10. I would say I would give it that, and just the lack of 2 extra points, or 1.5 points, probably is because if you don't know anything about Kingdom Hearts and you don't know anything about this game, getting into it is going to be a little bit difficult, and trying to figure out all the mechanics to it and how everything, everything's kind of just thrown at you at once. And it's kind of hard to figure out how the medals work and how some of the levels work. It took me a little bit to figure out, but I've been playing Kingdom Hearts for so long, so I know most of the characters, and I know how everything kind of works. But if you don't know how how to build and create these medals, that could kind of get in the way. And then also having to level up your Keyblade and just the different quests and side quests and Coliseum quests, it can kind of get a little, much, and it can be a little bit overwhelming for, even for an iPhone game. But I do enjoy Kingdom Hearts. I've played most of the games, and I'm also a big fan of Final Fantasy. As you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, I've explained plenty of times that I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. So that was another reason why I liked it a lot. But the quests are fun, and then once you level up your Keyblade and once you get better Keyblades, you kind of get more excited to explore the different worlds and be able to try to level up your medals and Keyblades even more, and you find yourself getting addicted to it. But when you first get into it, it's a little bit tough, but after a while it gets easy and you end up getting used to how everything's ran. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I would say go ahead and pick this one up. It's a free download from the Android Game Store, or and then from the App Store. So there's no real fee for this. The only thing that they have you pay for is if you want to buy those gems to buy more medals. But mostly everybody ends up just saving up their gems until that nice day when you have enough stacked up to buy a ton of medals. So the game is completely free. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. For all things Apple Plus, this is Psycho Red signing off. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, guys. Peace.